Hello and welcome to iSkipper. In this lesson what we're going to do is have a look at our life jackets and our harnesses and how to use them. There's a couple of checks you can do with your life jacket before you set out on a voyage, and there's just a few basics checks we need to do. And what we can do is just have a look at the CO2 cylinder, and what you should have is some sort of green fob here, which if the cylinder's been used, that'll pop off. Quite often though, they're quite a weak point, so they do pop off anyway. So if it is off, it's not necessarily been used, but what I would do is just unscrew the cylinder, and we're just looking at that foil there hasn't been pierced, so that's in good order there. So I can screw that back in nice and firmly, so that's good. And then if you're planning on going out at night time, it's good to have a light here. This is actually a water activated light, so once it gets wet that'll start flashing. So I can pop that away and we can look at how to pop it on. So it is straightforward putting a life jacket on, but it can be a little confusing also. All you need to do is just pop it on like a waistcoat, making sure nothing's twisted, and then the buckle at the front just goes through at an angle and just pops on like so, and that should be a nice firm fit around your chest. If you can kind of get a fist underneath there, that's too loose. What we don't want is once you inflate it, if you're in the water, for it to lift up and kind of strangle you. To stop that happening also, we have a crotch strap which is at the back. That goes between your legs, clips onto the front, and then just adjust it, and that'll stop it. If you're in the water, it'll reduce the amount of treading of the water. To actually inflate it, if you do fall in the water, your main way to inflate it is to sharply pull down this toggle, and that'll blow up the bladders with that CO2 cylinder and keep your head out the water. This actually is an automatic life jacket, but it can take a few seconds for that to go off, so just think of that as your main way of setting it off. Some people like to tuck these away so you don't set them off accidentally, but your boat should have a few spare life jackets on board anyway, so if you do accidentally set it off, there should be another life jacket to use there. So that's the life jacket. We've also got a harness. So in certain conditions you may want to use a harness, and that just attaches on at the front of the life jacket here, and then the other end needs to be attached to specific points on the boat. So this is one here in the cockpit. I just open up the carabiner and that just pops on there, and that's me secured to the boat. There's also another place to attach, and that's on the jack stay. So this strap here is designed for me to be clipped onto, and what I can do is walk up and down the boat. If I need to get to the anchor, for example, I could walk all the way up there, still attached to the boat. If I were to fall in with this on, it wouldn't be particularly pleasant because I'd end up at the stern of the boat being dragged probably backwards, but I still would be attached to the boat. There's no hard and fast rules regarding when you should use your life jackets and when you should use your harness, but generally, unless we're at anchor or in very calm conditions in the marina, I would always have my crew in a life jacket. Regards to the harness, I put people in a harness where I start thinking that if I had to do a man overboard for real, I'd start to be struggling. So kind of 4.6, 4.7 weather and above, I would certainly have people clipping in. At night time, I might want to have people clipped to the boat because it's a lot harder to do a man overboard at night, and also in conditions such as fog. And that is it for your harnesses and life jackets.